Welcome to California State University, Dominguez Hills. This is our international podcast. This is our second episode, and we are going to continue the conversation about CSUDH. We're shifting a little bit to talking about, or specifically with our guest, Professor Glenn DeVoogd. Glenn, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
You are a true international, I should say, specialist, traveler, professor. And tell us a little bit what you do on campus. And I'm really, really curious about asking you, how did you get to like traveling? When did you start? Maybe some stories from your old days or younger days. Don't know which one.
Yeah.
As high school and things like students and things like that.
Okay.
Welcome to the program.
Thank
Glenn.
you. Yeah, I'm a professor in the College of Education, in Teacher Education Department, and I prepare teachers to teach young children to read and write. And my research interests have been in the area of critical literacy, when we try to help people think of different points of view of images that they see, of videos, of texts that they read, to try to think, okay, that's one bias, that's one point of view. What are other points of view in the world? So my interest in international started, my mother is from Germany. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. She passed away a few years ago. And I was an exchange student to Germany in 1973, 74.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, well, this is easy. This is like my family, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And it wasn't. It was different.
So you went to Germany. That's what you said.
Yes.
Where your parents are from originally.
My mom.
Your mom.
Yeah,
Your mom.
yeah,
You're
yeah.
right.
She was.
Your dad is from Michigan here.
Right.
Yeah,
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
And I was shocked at how different the world was. The aesthetics were different. How they built cities and towns and used public transportation, the food that they ate, the philosophy that they believed in, how they valued friendship and what they took joy in. It was just so eye-opening to me. I was shocked by it. And so basically the rest of my life, I've been trying to discover these other worlds out there, these other philosophies, these other ways of being that have just been so interesting.
How long were you there in Germany?
A year. 13 months, yeah.
Usually they say, a lot of our students, when they do study abroad, usually some of them do a semester, but most of them do a year. I always have this idea, and wonder if it happened to you, that if you're doing it for one semester, you really don't get to see much. You're busy with knowing stuff like you do. Yeah. And then somehow with the second semester, you'll become an expert in the city, and then you get to enjoy it.
That's certainly true. I figure 4 months at least to learn the language to a minimal degree, conversational degree. And then the next 4 months, it was more than 4 months for me, but the next 8 months, I really became part of the group. I was actually acting as if I was German, and even English people asked me where I was from. And even when I came back, where are you from? I said, well, I'm from Michigan. No, I mean originally where were you from? Where do you come from? Because I had changed over the course of time. And it was fascinating. It was evident in my speech, but it was even more evident to me in the way that I thought and acted and believed about things.
See, we hear it a lot from our student. We have our student advisor who is in charge of study abroad, Rachel Wengi, always talk about the wonderful things that she hears from students who traveled abroad. And because she sees them leaving from here,
right.
We all have certain ideas, a little bit shy, a little bit concerned, a little worried. When they come back, that, it's different. They are confident and all of that. What's very, very interesting, some of the things that when students apply, when you apply for jobs, one of the things that catches, for whatever reason, in a lot of job interviews, you have somebody who has done study abroad.
Yeah.
So if you have it in your resume, that's the first thing they do.
Yeah.
It catches.
So true.
Yeah.
I mean, they say, and they will, a little tagline, yes, he's got a PhD and all that stuff, and he speaks 4 languages.
Yeah.
It's like a very special thing that they point out, as if it's some kind of sign of intelligence. And as we know, you can be stupid in many different languages.
Yes. So if we stay with that angle, I know you've been involved in some exciting activities internationally.
Yeah.
I think years ago you went to Cuba, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about that, and then we'll get to the other stuff.
Yeah, Cuba is really interesting place. Obviously, rich, super rich in culture and dance, and the language is really fun to speak. They have had a lot of political setbacks, and of course, things are kind of falling apart for them in so many different ways. But it's interesting to examine that culture. Yeah. My own mother was from East Germany, and so my family is originally from there. So I could see shades of communism that existed there, and how that colored my understanding of where I came from, because you experience that, and all of a sudden you come back and you think, well, geez, our society is actually not that bad.
No, you really, I mean, that's one of the things. I wonder, because there is a sense of comfort. You come back to your home, you're doing better. Well, actually, it is better. But we have so many problems, some challenges.
Yeah.
So you did Cuba, but let me do another stop. You also, which I find very, very interesting, recently, you've been involved with a program teaching Afghan students, and I think Afghan women, or students in Afghan women, in Bangladesh, with a Bangladeshi university. Tell us a little bit about that, and
so I teach a course in literacy instruction. When the Americans left Afghanistan and women were not allowed to go to university anymore, there was a tremendous need for more instruction for women, more education for women. And Asian University for Women in Chittagong, Bangladesh, took up the call and we developed a master's degree in education. It's a Muslim population, and I learned so much about the beauty of the people that are there. It's so different than the news that you hear. It's so different than what you experience through regular media, that it was just really beautiful. We've been working with them now for 4 years. I had a Zoom. We're going to develop another master's degree there in education for teachers that exist there. I visited there several times teaching. Otherwise, I teach with Zoom. And we have great relationships. Karen, my wife, who works for Forrest Whitaker's Peace and Development Program, which actually was founded here on the DH campus.
Whitaker has an honorary degree, a doctorate degree from our university.
Well, it was started here, and it grew over time, and is now they're doing a lot of work in refugee camp, Rohingya refugee camps in southern Bangladesh to try and we do teacher education with the Rohingya population, the alumni of our master's program, and also conflict resolution with them. So she's been working with them pretty intensely.
But initially, if I may, Glenn, the project that Whitaker was involved with was in Africa, in Sudan, if I may. Isn't that the case?
No.
Yeah.
You mean Whitaker?
Yeah.
He's worldwide, but, and he may have started in Africa. I'm just
it's Sudan. In Sudan.
In Sudan,
yeah.
I'm just not that aware.
I thought all the things. What are we going to tell our audience now that you don't have the exact information? No, initially this university that project started in Sudan.
Oh, really?
And it started sort of really the foundation for that program was from the conflict peace building perspective, and a lot of work was done on the academic side. But the group, I think what your wife came in and added the practical side of it, sort of the work that you do. And I think that's when the program became sort of, I don't know where it is at
they're mostly working with South LA teachers and students and parents to develop conflict resolution and to help them manage social, emotional interactions that they have and feelings that they have about issues, so that they don't become violent or oppressive to their kids or other people.
And this has an international angle, right? So you work in here, and then it's also connected to international places.
The Whitaker stuff is all over.
It's all over the world.
And they work in Washington State and all over Southern California.
All around Southern California. So the group you are in now in Bangladesh,
right?
How is that connected to our university, to Dominguez Hills, other than you being the leader and doing all sort of the programming?
I mean, the fact that I come from Dominguez Hills, an American university, I think adds status to the program itself.
What I meant probably is that do we have students from Dominguez Hills involved? Do you have other people who are involved?
No, we do. Great question. Because we meet. My class is in social studies, so they're going to become social studies teachers in elementary school.
These are undergraduate class, Glenn?
It's a credential class, so it's post-BA.
Yeah, so these are people who are going to teach.
Yes.
Yeah.
They meet for a couple meetings with Zoom in small groups with the students from Bangladesh.
Oh, it's like virtual sort of class. Yeah.
So they talk about each other's experiences, professional and otherwise, and personal experiences, but they also teach each other what they know about how do you teach well. And it's one of the cherished events of our students here, that they get to meet someone from far away that they don't really normally have contact with. It was just beautiful to see them talk to each other and love on each other, even though they're so far away. And
can you talk a little bit about some of the experiences, the changes in people's perception? What I'm assuming is that a lot of times people will have a perception of the other certain way, and then they talk to the person and it changes, things like that.
I think I think in my own life, even very early on, I wanted I wanted to learn Spanish, to learn about people and and I really wanted to help those poor people in Mexico. I mean, they are poor and they're oppressed and all that stuff. And I went to Mexico and I discovered actually they're quite happy.
And it's not what we make it. Yeah.
Right. You know, they're not all glum and doom. Gloom and doom. They're excited about their life and the world. And that really turned my head around because I just thought, oh, they're poor. They must be really sad, but they weren't. I mean, I've been impressed by the faith of people in different countries. So in the Congo, with the Mennonite churches that exist there, they have a very strong faith, and they look in positive ways on their life. And similarly in Bangladesh, it's more of a Muslim country, and what I've come to understand is that it's really beautiful their belief in honesty and faith and happiness and good order that you don't often see in the news. You don't get that experience anywhere else. You have to go there. You have to be with them. You have to connect. We've had visitors from Bangladesh, and of course, we have visitors from Mexico and France and Italy, and they all provide this really fresh air, this new set of ideas that otherwise you wouldn't be familiar with. We were in complaining about our government in Italy, and our former Italian exchange student said, "Yeah, you know what? People always regardless of what country they're from, they always complain about their government."
Always complain.
And I realized, okay, this isn't just me and our government; it's other people too. And actually. Complaining or criticizing or taking a different perspective, that's a good thing. It's good. It's a critical thinking. That's important to do in college, and you don't do it unless, you don't do it to the same degree unless you've traveled to other countries and gotten to know people.
Please.
I'm done.
You're done. We'll stay in that the classroom. I could tell you my experience in Algeria when a professor or walks into a classroom. The old days they used to stand up. Students stand up, and then when it's like a judge in the court. That's exactly what instructors. I'm told they haven't been in the classroom for a long time, and when I go, I don't know if they're standing because I'm a guest or they're standing because of the culture. The professors, at least in my part of the world, they project the idea that they know everything. The student, at the same time, they don't ask questions as well. They listen more to the professors. They don't debate them. And and a lot of times, the professors always have the answer. Personally, one of the things that I really learned my first day in a seminar, part of my sort of interest was to study in graduate school, to study under this professor, James Rosno, who is very well known. He passed away. So I'm sitting in the class in a seminar the very first day. And somebody asked him a question. So for me, this is a giant person, knows everything in international relations. And the professor, instead of giving him an answer what back home they would give the answer, he basically said, "I really don't know the answer. I'll get back to you next week." That's the best discovery I find out, because now when I don't know, I don't know. It's easier way not to answer the question and to go.
It's interesting. I was in Indonesia and working with students, doctoral students in early childhood education. And I remember I was giving a presentation to some doctoral students. There was like 6 of them, not a lot. And I said, well, okay, now let's have a discussion about things. And I said, what questions do you have? What thoughts do you have? And they, oh no, everything is wonderful. Everything is great. You were just so amazing. You know, and I'm like, no, that's not true. You have to have questions. And one guy sheepishly raised his hand and says, well, I have a question. And the other guys, they reached over with their hand. They reached over and put his hands down physically and say, no, your lecture was perfect.
That's amazing.
It helps you understand that critical thinking is a really important part, right? It's good to have that engagement, that back and forth conversation, and you want to develop that in other countries as well, or I mean, it does exist in different places and parts, but.
And one of the things that I think our professor on campus do well is that they really connect very well with the international students. I think when you look at the statistics, and we did a study many years ago of how much our faculty are involved in international topics, and how much work in the international environment they do. That's including research, traveling. If the memory doesn't fail me, about 55% of our faculty are involved in one way or another. This is on a research basis, on a travel basis, in international education, which makes it very, very interesting. Another challenge for international students also is the idioms. So I learned the same thing, that same class, that same first seminar. So the professor does something the very first day. He walks to the classroom and asks this big question. When you look at the word, what is the most important variable that make changes happen? So is it international law? Is it the United Nations? Is it the individuals? Is it society? Is it the media? All this bunch of questions. He has a framework that he lays out, and we have to understand it. But to simplify it, we are to argue about what's the most important thing in international law that makes decisions. So it was my turn, poor English, just showed up from Algeria, but after spending a year of language and things like that. And I made this huge case, I don't know if he got me, about why individual leaders are very, very important. And then I finished and all of that said, and then he told me, so to you, international law, United Nations, media don't matter. And I said, yes, they don't. No, they don't. I said, no, yes, they do. So now I have 2 answers. One for individuals matters, and the other one then. And then he looked at me and said, you're wishy-washy. I could not understand what wishy-washy. I could not understand it.
I am, I guess.
I find out it means that I have no opinion. I go either way. I made it a pledge that in every class I teach, I would try to use this example that I'm doing now and use it in the term. So idioms are really one of the challenges that international students face, which is really fun to learn. What are some, I know you taught these international students, and you did also some research. Where is your research leading these days? What kind of wonderful stuff that you're doing?
Well, we're with master's students from Bangladesh, mostly Afghani women. Well, they're all women, but a lot of them Afghani. Other ones from East Timor.
This is the Asian Women University, right?
And Sri Lanka and also Myanmar. Obviously, the Rohingya are from Myanmar. But we have been writing quite a bit about trying to publish and help people understand about the place of women in Afghan society. And so we going to present in a couple months at the Literacy Research Association conference on the position of women in third grade textbooks in Afghanistan.
Oh, that's very specific. And
yes, very, very specific.
Yeah.
And, you know, how they're marginalized and they're in certain jobs and they're not in other jobs. And in other work that I'm doing with the students there, I'm writing about violence in schools. Not just women, but men as well. And so that's a great, great study. We're writing about indigenous cultures in Bangladesh because people don't realize, they just think everybody in Bangladesh is, you know, kind of mainstream. No, there are special areas with indigenous languages, the Tripura, for example, in Afghanistan. They have their own culture. They have their own language. It so interesting. I've done so. Those are things that I've been writing about. I've been writing with some Indian people about samanyasya, which is a Hindu term which means kind of getting along, and it's about teacher development. And how is it that you know, they're different culture, and so you don't want to just say, well, American way is best. You know, you got to kind of understand what they're dealing with and think about what ways you can assist them in becoming better from that kind of fresh perspective that we bring. So that was a really successful article that we did. South America, we did a lot of presentations and conferences in Mexico and different countries in South America as well, which were very interesting, always going to schools and visiting and trying to understand a little bit more about them. I think that's one of the dangers for us that we don't understand the pressures that they have. We don't understand the schools. We don't understand the laws. And to come in and just say, well, do it this way. Well, they have constraints, and just actually like we do, but they're different constraints. And so just coming in and being pretentious and saying we're the best. But so that's one of the things that we talked about with the new master's program, is that any American professor that would be involved in it, and they have people from Johns Hopkins and Penn and New York University and Boston University. But what do they know about Bangladesh? What do they know about Rohingya? I mean, you have to immerse yourself in the culture, and the best way is to go. I mean, there are other ways, but the best way is to go.
So let me sort of, as a final section of this discussion, to talk a little bit about faculty at Dominguez Hills. And as you know, a lot of these podcasts are geared toward our international students or prospective students. And we pride ourselves of the work that our faculty do. It's a heavy workload. But one of the things that sort of you could see it everywhere, that professors are really accessible. You could actually walk to an office and talk to them, and they are very, very open. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, we've worked with, for example, several Saudi students, women who, become friendly and friends with them, you know, as we work through their program. I think there's a special light that they bring. There's a special perspective and interesting things that they have to say. And it's so wonderful to hear them talk. Even one student she had, while she was here, she had a baby, and she said they named him Mohammed. And I said, oh, so you're going to call him Mo, right? And she said, oh. And later on, she told me they always call him Mo now because I suggested it, which I can't imagine that they didn't think of that. But anyway, and the students are so nice to us. Right? So kind and welcoming. It's just such a wonderful shining light that we get from them about their world and what they do. And I think we're the university, especially Dominguez Hills, we are very special in that we connect better with our students than most places. We're interested in the individual. I give them my phone number, my cell phone number. They text me all the time. We Zoom, we email, and we have, of course, Canvas, which we communicate on. So there's a lot of different ways that there's a back and forth dialogue. And of course, in the classroom, there are many opportunities for them to talk.
And, we see it in our international student involvement in clubs, in activities. I think maybe 2 years ago or maybe 3 years ago, the president of the Student Association of the entire university was an international student.
Okay.
A year later, and I think for 2 years, the person in charge of finance, the budget of the entire students, and it's a huge, it's hundreds and thousands of money, was an international student. And interestingly enough, he now works for a foundation on campus in charge of budgets. And we have a representative. And one of the things, in order to get to this position, you have to have a mentor. I mean, they have advisors. Those advisors are international, are faculty from campus. So, and to tell you how involved faculty are in sort of making sure when our international students come here, they find an environment that is conducive to learning, but people who actually appreciate them. And we're so fortunate to have that. We get, I mean, the easiest, or one of the comments that we get is that we really we feel like we're in America. And which is good to hear. I don't know what that means, but I think the idea is that because America comes with the bad and the troubles, right? Glenn, anything else you want to share with us for our international audience, for anything's happening? I know you're traveling to Bangladesh soon, right?
Yeah. In the Congo, I'll be working in
Congo.
In the Congo too. In Kinshasa, I'll be working with schools there to develop lesson plans. So I was invited just a couple of weeks ago. I think that it's a lifelong goal. It should be a lifelong goal of everyone to explore this personal way of getting to know a culture way beyond the book reading and the media that you read about, because that has a particular perspective, a particular bias. And I find that wherever I go, there are wonderful people that invite you and welcome you. And it's very touching. I think you carry that with you wherever you go. We have a French exchange student for a year, and he went back, and the family is just so kind, and and they drive. If we get anywhere close to France, they'll drive for hours just to come and say hello, and of course there's this eternal thanks that they have for the experience that their son took place. So I think like intellectually and scholarly, it's really important to have these experiences in other countries to really get to see other people, other lights, other cultures. So important.
It's amazing, Glenn. You really give us a picture of a faculty member at Dominguez Hills. I don't know if all of them travel, but the experiences you shared with us, your perspectives of how you view the world is really, really nice. And it gives the idea what kind of professors, if students are interested to come here, they will find. I don't know they are all our faculty are as nice as you, but they should look you up and take your classes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
Again, thank you so much, Glenn, Dr. Glenn DeVoogd from the College of Education. And I'm sure we'll see you down the road.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you very much for watching us today. Until next week when we have another episode. Take care and see you then. Bye-bye.